There's a story in my journey that illustrates breaking the don't think rule and the necessity of being a lifelong learner and what happens when our learning curve tends to be flat. Breaking this don't think rule is risky when the people around us are not open to thinking outside their box. It gives me no joy to share this story, but it illustrates a vivid picture of what happens to relationships when we do not know how to talk, how to feel, how to trust, and how to think. In 2010, my mom began talking with me about being her power of attorney. She had just been diagnosed with early dementia. She initiated several conversations about her need for someone to manage her life in her final years. I would tell her, "Mom, I live 2,500 miles away. There are 4 other siblings who love you and are well able to care for you." She responded the same way every time. "Dan, you are it. You are my choice for power of attorney." I finally said, "Okay, I'm willing." We signed the documents at the end of that year with little clue what I was signing up for. 28 months later, Mom fell in her home. She didn't hurt herself, but she forgot how to get back up. She laid on the floor overnight and no one knew. I happened to call her while I was on the road traveling back to Canada. Because she had a phone in her hand, she answered after one ring. That was unusual. I listened to her story and called my siblings for their help. 20 minutes later, 4 siblings arrived at her house. Later, she was transported to the hospital to be treated for sepsis. She was in the hospital for 9 days, then in a rehab center for 6 weeks, and I flew there to be with her. My entire flight south, I pored over the power of attorney documents. That day, I discovered the many details that being legally responsible for Mom entailed. I couldn't imagine a steeper learning curve than this.